Got it?
Yeah.
Yes, we're live.
Are we live?
Yes, we are.
I don't see anybody, how many participants we have coming in.
You won't see that unless you are on YouTube. So we're just going to be on Zoom, and then YouTube will be able to see it from YouTube.
Got it.
Yep.
All right, so we're ready to go.
Yes, we are. People are watching. People are coming in.
Why can't you see anybody?
All right, listen, everybody, how are you? This is Michael Francis. I want to thank all of you for joining me today, 2:00 Pacific time. We've announced it in the last 24 hours, and it looks like we got a lot of people jumping on board. So I thank you for that. I also want to take a moment to thank all of you that have been so loyal to my YouTube channel, helped us build it to almost 1 million. We're approaching that. We're pretty close to the mark. So I want to thank all of you that have been so loyal. I understand you have many choices on YouTube, and the fact that you tune into mine, very, very much appreciated. So as people come in, I'm going to be talking. This was a special moment for me because I think we're at a very, very critical time. For those of you that know me, for the past 25 years, I've been speaking around the world in all different organizations. I've gone into prisons. I've spoken to all the major sports leagues, over 350 universities. I have a prison ministry. I speak to a lot of inmates, both juveniles and also adults. And what I've been doing mainly, okay, is really imparting my experience, my knowledge, my wisdom, you know, both in life and in business. And I've seen throughout the years that it's been very, very helpful. People have really accepted that. I get so many, you know, wonderful messages, you know, through social media and emails and on every other platform that I have. People are really appreciative of it. About 3 years ago, a little less than that, I started something called my Inner Circle. And in my Inner Circle, we have several hundred people involved in there. And I've been doing a lot, providing content for them on leadership skills, business negotiation, life skills, you name it. We've been talking about it, how to obtain wealth in a tough society, a tough you know, community that we have right now, not only here in this country, but around the world. And what really amazed me, I mean, people kept joining, they kept coming in, they loved what was going on. But what really amazed me is how they bonded with one another and how they started to help one another. And it was really very satisfying. And over the years, I've acquired some tremendous relationships from very high-powered people, from the Jordan Petersons of the world to Andrew Tate and a lot of people like that. And we've been discussing things recently, and I wanted to take what I've been doing in this Inner Circle and really bring it global so that I can share my years of experience, both in the mob and outside of the mob over the past 25 years with all of you, and help you in a situation that I think is pretty critical right now. A lot's going on in this world. I recently wrote a book, A Mafia Democracy, about how I see the government trying to take control and acting more mob-like than they should be. And I've been, very satisfied with the amount of comments that people have been coming in and saying, Michael, we really get it. We really appreciate it. I'm here to enlighten people and to help them. And so recently, in the past year or so, I got together with a fellow by the name of Peter Voogd, who I'm going to introduce you to shortly. A tremendous young man, extremely successful. He was a millionaire at 27 years old. He's written several books, almost sold 1 million copies. He has mastermind classes. He's helped so many people, and he's a real success story, and he did it his own way. This is a self-made person. And he and I clicked, and we have the same goals in life: to help people create wealth for themselves, to create independence for themselves, and also to gain financially in a way that we're going to help provide. So basically, that's it. And when I say this is an urgent time, people, I really mean it. I don't know if all of you are paying attention, but in this world today, we need to be independent. We need to be depending on ourselves and not someone else, you know, to support our families, to earn a living, and to become a success in life. And for me, it's an urgent time. And from the reaction that we've got in the past 10 days since we opened this up, it's been unbelievable. People are jumping on board literally every hour in the past several days. So I'm going to introduce Peter to you right now. We're going to do a Q&A afterwards, and people, those of you that know me, you can ask me anything you want. I've been asked everything under the sun. You won't offend me. And I always say, if I don't want to answer, I know how to take the fifth. I've done that many times in my life, but normally I'll answer the question. So without going any further, I want to introduce you to my partner, Peter. He's going to take over and explain all of this to you. I'm here as his backup for the moment, and I think you're going to really enjoy what we have to say. Peter, take it over, buddy.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Michael. And I'm excited to be here as well. And it's been an honor, and it's been amazing the past 6 to 12 months working with you and building this that's going to make a massive impact. Really, it already has. I also, because I know you guys are here for Michael, I also want to talk some value and really give people some keys to create wealth and power in 2023. Because one of the things that sparked this, Michael, is there's a war right now on our freedom. There's a war on thinking for yourself. There's a war on truth. There's a war on really living life on your terms. And most people don't get a call to shots. Most people aren't self-made. They're depending on others. And I know people watching, there's over 1,000 people, I believe, watching. You have people counting on you. So this is something that can help people take control of their life and give them a massive competitive advantage going into 2023 and in 2024, because I truly believe this is the greatest time in human history to be alive, but there's a lot of fear. There's a lot of scarcity mentality. There's negative news. There's all kinds of things dragging at our attention. And I think if people really want to call the shots, if they want to live life on their terms, they want time freedom, money freedom, location freedom, they really have to understand some of these pillars that I feel like you are the most qualified person on earth to teach. So I want to go through a couple things that I think are valuable, and we can talk about why, but then we'll dive into Mob Ties, because I've been super excited about this. And yes, we're actually we're over 50% sold out, and it's only been a couple days, Michael. So the demand's going up like crazy, and the supply is obviously going down. So it's going to be interesting, but exciting. So real quick, some of the things that you've been focused on that you've helped me with and you've helped millions with, and it helped you not just survive that past life, but actually rise to the ranks of the top 20 most powerful and influential mob bosses, and be able to make 6 to 8 million a week, and be able to escape that life and then make millions after that. And one of them is the power of negotiation and the power of persuasion. I think if people can master and understand that it is a tactic, some of it's innate, like you say, but there is tactics and skills to learn. And if people really want to dominate next year, they have to start understanding how to negotiate and how to persuade. Can you real quick just talk about the power of that and how it's helped you in your previous life and now?
Well, negotiation in some ways have saved my life. When you're part of that life, Peter, you're always coming up in circumstances that could be, very serious and have serious consequences. I mean, I've negotiated with the likes of John Gotti and Paul Castellano and Tony Salerno. And I've also had my biggest negotiation with the federal government. And had I not been successful, I wouldn't be sitting here today. I'd be in prison for the rest of my life. And to be able to do what I did without cooperating or putting people in prison, it was a major, major coup. And listen, this is something that I was able to master because I had to on the street. But what people don't realize, you can become a master negotiator as long as you know the skills and the tactics. And that's what I want to teach people. And I don't think people realize that you're negotiating every day of your life. Okay, you're negotiating if you're married, with your spouse, with your kids, with your neighbor, with your boss, with the people you work with, the guy in the grocery store. There's negotiations going on all the time. And if you know how to present yourself and you know how, to master just your presence, you can be a master negotiator. And trust me, it's one of the major reasons for the success that I've enjoyed throughout my life.
And you don't really get in life what you expect you're worthy of or what you deserve. Usually you get what you can negotiate. And I think the best time to negotiate, Michael, too, is when others are in fear as well. And learning this skill, I think, will pay dividends years down the road for you and your family and people watching. The next thing, too, I think the right information is a lot more valuable than money. And I also think at a higher scale, networking and building relationships with the right people who can help you speed up your process of success is even more valuable than information and money. So another focus is top-notch networking and helping people build $1 million network. Let's talk real quick for you. how has the power of networking and building your circle of influence helped you succeed in the past?
Well, there again, Peter, the networking that I was able to do throughout my life is going to be a major benefit now, because people that I've, rubbed shoulders with, had relationships with throughout my life that, I've made it a point, Peter, I never ask anybody of anything, unless something can be mutual beneficial for us both. So the networking, the relationships that I've made throughout my life, I never imposed on anybody. And when I do ask for something, it's a benefit for both. And I have had tremendous relationships throughout my life, and all of them are going to be brought to this platform here. All of them. As you know, we've contacted them, and every one of them have jumped on board. Hey, can't wait to do it. And it's been so important. There's people that I've met 6, 7, 8 years ago that I just stayed in touch with and had no reason to do anything other than stay in touch with them and be, just a casual relationship. And then something would happen where, hey, I remember this person and so on and so forth, and they can be beneficial and I can benefit them in this deal. And it's happened to me so many times. So I don't burn bridges with people. I keep my relationships, and they're all going to be brought to task here in this platform.
And in terms of networking, we have reached out to a lot of people, and they're all excited to be a part of whatever Michael does. And having a Rolodex this big leads me into number 2 or number 3. But for me, networking changed my life. And you don't have to figure everything out when you have the right network, because your network can help you get to that next level. So I think the most important decision anybody can make, especially those watching, is who you decide to allow in your circle, because your circle of influence will make or break you. I think if you hang out with 5 intelligent people, you'll be the 6th. You hang out with 5 confident people, you'll be the 6th. You hang out with 5 millionaires, it's inevitable, you'll be the 6th. But if you hang out with 5 idiots, what do you think happens? And a lot of people, like you say, you are who you hang out with.
Absolutely. And if you're in a position at this point in your life where you don't feel you are a person of substance, well, when you belong to a network or a platform where you can call on people of substance, people will then recognize you as being on the same category. And so this will be a networking platform for all those that get involved, because the names that they're going to rub shoulders with, the names they're going to be in contact with, are going to elevate their position when they're doing business and they're in the circles of others. So it's vital, Peter, as you know.
And number 3, which is my favorite, because I'm seeing it work out firsthand. And I'm telling everybody watching, if you want more influence, if you want more respect, if you want more power, if you want more leverage, if you want to call the shots, there's probably nothing more important than being an offer people can't refuse, and learning how to create offers people can't refuse. Knowing how to create economic value and produce things that create results is one thing in business, but being the offer is a whole different story. And I've seen some of the biggest names in the world want to reach out and do business with Michael. He really hasn't reached out to anybody. Every podcast interview he's done, people are reaching out to him. And whether it's Andrew Tate or Mike Tyson or Jordan Peterson, Patrick Bet-David, it's been amazing to watch. And I want people to understand the power of that, Michael. So can you just share a little bit about the philosophy? Now, all this will be deep dove and deep practiced work that we teach in Mob Ties, but I just wanted to get the surface level. Why is it important for people going into this crazy and volatile economy to be a person of substance and to become an offer people can't refuse? How will that change their life?
It means everything, Peter. I can pick up the phone with just about anybody, and anybody wants to hear what I have to say because it's coming from me. It's not even so much the deal. If I make the call, well, they want to hear what I have to say because it's me. I've able to establish myself in that regard throughout my lifetime. And, it's common sense. Look, if a person that doesn't have, any kind of status walks into a room with a deal, well, okay, we'll listen, invite him in, we'll make an appointment. But when somebody of stature makes that phone call, well, they want to hear what you have to say. And what you have to do in life is you have to become that person. And again, if you're not that person at this point, but all of a sudden you're rubbing your shoulders with people like that, well, that wears off on you. And when you tell people, well, I just left a meeting with Jordan Peterson or with even myself or whatever, well, they want to hear what you have to say at that point. So we're going to show people how they become the offer, how when they walk in the room, people want to listen. And you don't have to have a mob background, Peter. You don't have to be who I am, or somebody else. You can be yourself at this point in time, and you can become the offer, and we'll show them how to do it.
I love that. And for me, learning these things has been a game changer as well in my life. And it can really skyrocket people's wealth, success, influence, and their network too. And the last thing is leadership skills, emotional intelligence, learning how to be certain in conversations and learning how to display composure and keep your composure regardless of the conversation. Because Michael has taught me too, if you're in a negotiation or argument and you show emotion and you get out of character, you instantly lose. And I think in a society where people are triggered by everything, being emotionally a tough person and developing mental toughness and emotional IQ is an absolute game changer. So I'm excited, Michael. And for me, the vision has been crystal clear in terms of kind of what we're creating. And I kind of want to share that with everybody. And I'm honored to be able to partner with Michael, but you guys obviously are business focused. You understand the power of influence and negotiation and things like that. And whether you're just excited about hearing mob stories or you want to take your life to the next level or totally change your life, this was created for people to really take every area of their life to a whole new level. And business is really about unfair advantages. One of the reasons I was able to go from broke to six figures in 6 months when I was 22, 23, and then get to seven figures a couple of years later, and now we've since done 8, was because I had an unfair advantage, because I had a great network. I had early access to things. I had private intel. I had rare opportunities and a proven network. And that's how you get wealthy. So over the last 8 to 10 months, I've been approached a lot on different opportunities, different partnerships. Michael was on a world tour and also got approached by a lot of people. And I've spoken to his wife as well. And she said it's bombarding him when he was there with different opportunities in Web3, in Web2, speeches, all these things. And he's very, very selective, as I have been. I've actually had a couple 6-figure opportunities come to my lap, and a 7-figure opportunity where I didn't really even need to do anything. They would just leverage my influence, my name, and our email list. But I said no to all of those because I now have 2 kids. One's 3, one's 1.5. And the biggest thing for me is I want to be a part of things that I'm proud of, that I can share with my kids, that I'm excited about. And Michael's the same way. He's all in, and this is a legacy play for him too. But I turned them down because it didn't have purpose. And when I fast forward 5 or 10 years, I want to be proud of what we're doing, not just for me, but for my kids and for our legacy. I now hustle for my last name, not my first anymore. And Michael's the same way. So our focus is really creating a community and a movement of people thriving in business and in their personal life as well. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, Michael, and then we'll bring this up, and then we'll do some Q&A and answer any questions people have as well.
Right.
I'm excited. All right, hold on. Okay, guys, this is called Mob Ties. Now, a lot of you guys have seen this. Michael's talked about it in his videos. There's been a lot of stuff going around. It's starting to go viral, and we really haven't done a lot of marketing yet. So it's catching wind because it's one of its kind. And to be honest, it can't be duplicated because this is Michael's vision, and the timing we feel is absolutely impeccable. All right. So first thing, the focus, hold on, let me go next. There we go. The focus for us is we've seen a lot of good moves. We have a lot of partnerships, people reaching out. But for us, we wanted to look for the best possible move based on what people ask Michael, what they reach out about, what they reach out to me about. So we wanted to find the best move based on every piece of information we have and based on his audience. So Mob Ties is something that is focused on cultivating the most powerful and influential online society and helping create the next generation of leaders and true game changers. Now, this will be done through a couple different things, but one of the reasons I've always been passionate about this is because You get way more fulfillment when you help somebody else and change someone's life than you do succeeding yourself. And I have caught that bug of giving back. And Entrepreneur Magazine actually labeled me one of the leading authorities for young entrepreneurs. So I love helping the youth or anybody that wants to change their life. And Michael does so much work revolving around speaking to prisons, speaking to schools, speaking in churches. And the goal is helping people change their life. So our goal with this is to help create the next generation of leaders. And this is going to be through creating an unbreakable network, AKA the Mobtize family. It's going to be through private dinners, VIP masterminds, private training with the world's most elite and successful entrepreneurs. You're going to get access to investor clubs where you can actually have access to invest in certain things. And you have a chance to own unique digital assets, which is pretty amazing. So I'm going to kind of explain the vision, Michael, and then we'll kind of do Q&A. Now, this is in Web3. So a lot of people don't know about Web3. Now, we're going to explain so you'll leave with clarity on exactly what it is. But it's a Web2 project. This is just like a mastermind. You get access. But what makes it valuable, I'll explain. So one, when you get access to this, you have VIP access to everything Michael does, the events, the private dinners, and the online events, the all kinds of stuff. Also, you get access to a unique community and a unique network. Next, you have consistent utility. Utility is what you get that's tangible, what you get that is of substance, whether it's negotiation and persuasion training, whether it's a personalized call with Michael, whether it's bringing in guest speakers and millionaire speakers that he knows to mentor and guide you. Also, there's potential ROI and upside, and you own a unique digital asset. So let me explain kind of the benefits here. So the benefits of Mobtize is you get access to a network that can help change your life and can help elevate your game instantly. You're going to get focused on the 4 pillars with Michael. So negotiation and persuasion, becoming an offer people can't refuse, building relationships with high-level people, and then leadership, emotional intelligence. Those are the 4 main pillars. Also, of course, there's potential ROI. The history of that life is only getting bigger. There's a couple big movies coming out next year. Michael's doing a world tour in Australia and doing some other stuff. There's a documentary coming out about him, and there's some stuff coming out on Amazon. It's pretty mind-boggling how big this is getting, and it's only going to get bigger. So the fact that this project is a very small collection for only a small amount of people to where it'll never be duplicated is pretty amazing. You have in real life events and online events. We'll give you some of the dates. And then this is an interchangeable asset. So I want to share that a lot of times when you hear NFTs or crypto or Web3, this has nothing to do with crypto. This is an NFT, but here's what's cool. That's just the bonus. So what you get with the NFT is the value, and it's an interchangeable asset. And for the first time in human history, this is actually came into business. So for me, I'm going to give you an example, and then we'll do some questions about Web3. And Michael's been learning a lot about it the past 6 months, and it's been exciting teaching him so he can actually share too why he wanted to do Web3 and not Web2. And this was one of the main reasons. I went to a Tony Robbins Business Mastery event, a private event about 10 years ago. I paid $10,000 to get in. I gave them the $10,000 and they gave me access to the event, and that's it. I was done. We traded. I got some great experience. I met some cool people, but when I paid the money was gone and I got the value. For the first time in human history, you can now interchange. And once you get access to this digital property, you have access to everything Michael does, all these VIP events and all these things that we're doing. And when you're finished, you can then sell the asset to someone else, and you pretty much got all the value for free. And a lot of people make money on it because the value goes up, because the demand goes up and the supply goes down. So that's what's really cool. So if you're confused about NFTs, you don't even have to worry about that. One of the reasons we did that was because we can give access to more people, and we don't have to worry about anything on the back end because everything is very transparent and it's easier to track. So you don't have to sell your NFT. You could just forget about it, hold it, and then you get access to everything. And then when you're done, if you want to sell it, you can. So that's exciting part of that as well. In terms of the project, there's a cool gamification aspect of it as well. So there's a ranking structure. So based on how many NFTs you own, You can become a soldier, a capital regime, an underboss, an official mob boss. Then there's going to be something released very soon called the commission. And that'll be the highest level people that help make decisions of where Mob Ties goes in the vision. So it's going to be pretty epic. There's also a lot of perks and benefits. You get discounts to Michael's wine, early access to a lot of stuff he does, and more things will be released. But I want to share kind of the collection aspect of it. This is super cool because it's a collectible item and there's so much value on the back end. So first, in this collection, there's going to be 20 notorious one-of-ones, some of the most notorious mobsters of all time, like Bugsy Siegel and Myers Lansky and Carmine Persico, John Gotti, Lucky Luciano, Paul Castellano, Fat Tony Salerno, and Sonny Francis, who's obviously Michael's dad. And if you know anything about him, he's holding a frame. And anyone who gets that NFT, Michael's probably gonna wanna get it back from you. Maybe he'll pay you some good money. I don't know, Michael. But so there's unique one-of-ones, but also there's 60 Michael Francis golden signatures that come with unique perks and benefits. So some of you guys will be able to get a unique golden signature, which is really, really cool. There's also traits, different traits for every lion, and the traits actually mean something in that life. And Michael is going to explain on our initiation call what some of the things mean and explain certain aspects of the traits, which is pretty exciting. There's also a roadmap. So this kind of explains what's next. A lot of stuff will be released here shortly. We haven't released everything, but the official pre-sale started December 1st. Now, we already are over 50% sold out, and it's only been a couple days. This is around a 3,000 to 3,500 person collection, and it's already half sold out, and it might not even make it to public sale. So what that means is if they sell out and it doesn't even go public, that means everybody that wants one only can buy it on the secondary market, which obviously there's a demand shock. And with the interviews Michael has planned in the next couple of weeks with where he's going, as well as the tour, as well as all the stuff happening, if you understand business, supply and demand is very important to conceptualize, and that's what's going to happen. There's going to be a demand shock. Mob Ties initiation call is going to be the 14th. It says the 15th. We moved it to the 14th. There's going to be a private dinner in Vegas for mob bosses at a very, very unique Italian spot with Michael. It's going to be mob themed, so it's going to be really cool. And then we're going to do a Mob Ties mastermind event as well. So this is for all of the heavy hitters and the people that invest. Now, you'll see some unwritten rules here. We want to make this clear. This isn't for everybody. So if you're okay with complacency, if you don't really care about like bettering your life or changing your life, or you don't necessarily want to call the shots, it's okay. Some people are complacent, right? Now, I'm assuming your audience, Michael, would you say most of your audience is pretty ambitious?
I would think so, Peter. Certainly a big sector of them are, from all the feedback that I get, yes.
So if you're ambitious, if you look at these rules and you're like excited about being a part of a culture that abides by these, that really is serious about growth and success and influence and power, then this is definitely something for you. So it shows right here, it's 50% sold out. And I think after this call in the next couple of days, Michael, we could get up to 70, 80% sold out. And I think I don't know if we're going to make it to public sale, but we shall see. So this is important. That's why this is pretty urgent message. Here's some more traits we want to show you guys. You might get a lion with a dice. You might get cards. You might get money. You might get a coffee. You might get Michael Francis wine. You might get one with a gun. So there's a lot of different options, which is cool. Now, one thing that people we haven't shared too much except with our VIPs that people haven't grasped is we want to create the most powerful online community on planet Earth that becomes unstoppable and together becomes an unstoppable force. Here are some of the speakers that we have access to. You guys may have heard of some of these: Patrick Bet-David, Jordan Peterson, of course, Sammy Gravano, The Real Tarzan, which has a huge influence online, Robert Kiyosaki, which wrote the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Here's a couple other ones as well. You guys may know these people: Sammy Gravano, Patrick Bet-David, Zuby, Andrew Tate, Jordan Peterson. You're also in talks with Mike Tyson, right? Tommy Mottola, who's worth $500 million, who runs a lot of the entertainment industry. Who are some other names? Chaz Palminteri, Michael, you said is going to speak. So the fact that we've reached out to about 35 people and all 35 have not just said, yes, I want to help. Michael has shown me text message. They said, hey, I want to get involved any way I can. If you want me to promote it, I can run events for you guys. I can speak to the group. The excitement has been overwhelming for Michael. So share real quick, Michael, the excitement about who you've reached out to. And there's someone else named Armand, right? Armand Asante. Yeah, he's speaking. So share just about the excitement of who you've reached out to. These are some of them.
Peter, before I do that, I got to do something. I've been looking at some of the chats here, and I think we need to explain something about NFTs because there's a lot of people that really don't have any knowledge about it that are talking about, NFTs being a scam and so on and so forth. A little bit disappointing because people that are on my channel, they know me pretty well for a long time, but you always get a few that, that say what they're saying. I think it's important for people to know that, what an NFT is in this deal. We're telling people that, for $550 or whatever the amount of this one NFT is, they can be part of the most exclusive, probably the most exclusive platform that's going to be in the world. It could really become that. And that's their entrance fee. But their entrance fee is something that they can sell later on if they choose to. If not, they keep it forever. I think we need to explain what an NFT is because a lot of people, they listen, they hear something, they don't really know. Look, I didn't know what an NFT was until it was explained to me and I got to understand it. So I think before we go into anything more, if you can just really make that clear to people, again, because looking at the chats, I think it's necessary. And then we can answer questions.
Yeah, and I'll put my video on too. So, and I've been here, by the way, guys, and here's what I'll explain. The technology of blockchain, NFT is just the access. So instead of getting a physical ticket or an order form, you just get an NFT. And what gives crypto and NFT and blockchain a bad name is the people and the scammers and the people that complain and moan and lose money because they're not intelligent with how they invest. That's what gives NFTs a bad name. There's some amazing projects. Unexperienced founders give NFTs a bad name. Founders who don't deliver on their promise give NFTs a bad name. But the actual technology, it's been flawless since it's been invented, and it's going to be the future. There's no other option. Some of the most brilliant minds on planet Earth swear by blockchain. Now, crypto coins and other NFT projects, I can't speak for them. But the number one reason that people give NFTs a bad rap is because of the people, scammers and inexperienced founders and just people. So I've always bet on people. And when you bet on people, everything else takes care of itself. So you'd be betting on Michael and myself, not NFTs are just a bonus. And we could even make it an option, Michael, for some people that when they buy, they don't even need to get the NFT. If they just want the access, they can give their NFT away or not even claim it. That's totally fine. The NFT is just a bonus, and you'll learn how to connect your wallet. You'll learn how to make sure that you know how to operate in Web3 very transparently, where there's no way that you can get scammed or hacked. Most people that have ever got scammed didn't invest in the right project, or they clicked on the wrong links, or they didn't get delivered on what they were promised, and they got mad about that. So Web3 is just the future, right? No matter what, blockchain will be the future of technology. There's no other option. So I'm glad you brought that up. And that's Web3. So NFTs, there is a lot of NFT scams, to be honest. But if you think we're doing a very small collection, and if you think this is something that you're not going to get delivered on, well, I'm not sure what to tell you. This is probably not for you. One of the reasons I respect Michael is because he values his reputation and integrity above all. And I also have a flawless reputation online. So did that answer your question, Michael? It's really just a bonus. So forget the NFT and just focus on the access it gives you. The NFT is a non-fungible token, which means it can't be duplicated. It's verified on the blockchain. So it just means when you get your NFT, it's yours. Nothing else can ever be created like that NFT. And when you have it, it just gives you access. So in the next 5-10 years, all sporting events, mortgages, real estate, everything's going to be through blockchain and through NFTs. That's just 100% going to happen. I'm very certain in that, just because the technology is so good. So if you have any questions about NFTs, I can answer some of those down below. But we just wanted to use NFTs in Web3, because instead of this by itself without NFTs would probably be $25,000 to $30,000 per person. Because we're using Web3, you can now get access for $550 minimum. And then the price when it's public sale will be over $900. So you'll buy something for $550. And then once public sale happens, if we have any left, the public will be able to get it for $900 to $1,000. So obviously the demand's already going to be higher and the value goes up. So, but we don't need to keep explaining, Michael. I think just trusting in that you wouldn't do anything that is out of not integrity. And it's exciting to have you involved in Web3. And what's cool is we've brought a lot of great people into Web3 that were kind of unsure about it. They were skeptical, and now they're excited because they understand the technology. So don't get too caught up. If you buy an NFT, you're going to get an email and a video and instructions on exactly how to claim your NFT. It's very simple. Michael created his wallet in 3 to 5 minutes, and it's exciting. But yeah, that's kind of why we chose Web3. Does that answer your question, Michael, or do you want to go more deep?
Yeah, and Peter, what you just said is what people need to understand. NFTs, the blockchain, is the future. Web3 is the future. Pretty soon, all kinds of events, whether they be concerts, sporting events, real estate, they're all going to be sold, or that deed is going to be held on the blockchain. And because you have that vision, and I have that vision, it's people that have vision that really succeed in this world. The Elon Musks and the guy that invented Amazon, they had vision. They knew what people needed, what was coming in the future. And again, for all those that don't understand NFTs, you can throw it away. All it is your ticket to this program, this platform that we are creating. These two teams. If you believe in that, well, then you join. If you don't, you don't. It's very simple. And we believe, I am putting my heart and soul in this. This is a legacy piece for me. And over the next short months and years, this is going to be one of the most exciting platforms in the world. We're going to make sure of it.
And if they do any type of researching is hard. I will tell you, when everyone's skeptical, Michael, until they're not, you know what I mean? And I think it's actually kind of easy to be skeptical. It doesn't take that much guts, but research and due diligence takes a little bit more courage and more time. But Coca-Cola, Norwegian Cruise Line, Budweiser, Adidas, Nike, all these products, Anthony Hopkins just did an NFT project through blockchain. All of these huge brands are understanding the value. So if in your head, you're like, NFTs are a scam, that's too broad of statement. You know what I mean? You have to really kind of focus and do research and realize, I'd say 90%, I don't like the project because there's not really any value. There's no utility. Maybe the founders haven't really built businesses. There's standards going around the NFT world where there's 4 or 5 things you look for in a project. One is the founders. Are the founders proven? Have they dealt with pressure? Have they built real business? I think Michael qualifies for that one. 2, is the artwork cool? Is it unique? Is it a collectible? Can you hang it on your wall? 3, is the utility there? Is there actually real substance and value? Well, if you call negotiation training with one of the world's most powerful people, if you call leadership training how to become an offer people can't refuse, if you call training from some of the world's most elite performers and private meetings with them and meeting them in person, if you call that valuable, well, that's some great utility. Also, the quality and caliber of the community. And we already have NBA players, we have NFL players, we have Olympians, we have some of the biggest business minds already a part of Mobtize as well. And then it's also the events. Like, is there real good events? Most projects put on maybe one event a year if they're lucky. We're going to put on multiple, and we're going to do online events too. So our project actually hits all of those, Michael, which is why I'm excited. But yeah, this really, like I said at the beginning, this isn't for everybody. So if you're like, I don't want the NFT, I'm not getting involved in NFTs, it's just no problem. You know what I mean? It's not for you. But I feel like in the next 6 months, everybody's going to hear about Mobtize, and who knows what the demand's going to be by then. But like I said, once these are sold out, there's no more. We physically can't create any more in this collection. It's gone. So that's what's exciting. So any other questions are we getting, Michael? I want to show them the cool video. I want to show them the video that kind of gives a little more detail. Okay, cool. Yeah. I'll show you guys this video, and I'm excited to get you guys on board. If you've already got one, comment below in the chat. Some of you guys probably already have some. We gave access to some of our VIPs but everyone else doesn't have access. Okay. This will give you a little more understanding of kind of what you get.
This is the Mob Ties mantra. When you claim your Mob Ties NFT, your mafia journey begins. Immediately, your network widens. You now have access to major players and future leaders in the business world. They look at you with respect because now you're family. You link up with high achievers and online masterminds, and you learn the strategies that made them great. As your powers of persuasion and negotiation grow, success starts to get easier. Before long, you have the financial power to meet the Mob Ties family in real life at exclusive events in some of the world's most luxurious destinations. You deepen your bonds with the Mob Ties family and build partnerships for the next level of wealth and success. As you acquire more NFTs, you rise up in the ranks. You slowly climb from soldier to mob boss and maybe even all the way to the Mafia Commission. Eventually, you'll become unrecognizable and develop a bulletproof confidence that gives you an unfair advantage in life. You're becoming the true leader you always knew you were capable of. That's the power of Mob Ties. Welcome to the future, my friends. It's now that matters. Mob Ties by Michael Franzese officially drops on 12/12.
So up until this point, we haven't given access except to VIPs or people that own certain digital assets with our community. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to give you guys access. That's what we agreed, correct, Michael? Because it's your channel, your loyal subscribers. We're going to give them access.
Absolutely, yes.
So this is this is exciting. So if you go to mobtiesmovement.com/family, you guys that have been wanting to get this link and wanting to get on pre-sale, this is your chance. And this was Michael's doing. He said, he goes, I'm very impressed. I have loyal followers. They're almost at 1 million subscribers. And not everybody understands the power of investing in themselves. Maybe people are here, Michael, just to be entertained by you, by your mob stories. But there's always a select few who have others counting on them. There's always a select few that have that nagging pull inside, like, you know what? I need to grow. I want to become better. I want to unlock another level of me, another level of success, wealth, significance. And this is the only private community that grants you access to these things. So if you go to mobtiesmovement.com/family, there is a discount. We don't know exactly what we're at now, but we're over 50%, and they're growing every hour, every 10, 20 minutes. There's more people coming in to Mob Ties. And the public sale, if you want to wait, no problem. They're going to be between 900 to 1,000, depending on the price of Ethereum. And you can buy with credit or debit. You don't have to use Ethereum. But if you want to use Ethereum, you can go to mobtiesnft.io as well. So if someone wants to post a link in the chat, you can. But we're excited. Once you join, you're part of the family. And like Michael said, you're stuck with them, not just for the next 6 months, for the next couple of years. And the stuff we have planned, the Rolodex Michael has that he's opening up to you guys is astronomical. So I truly believe anyone that's a part of this movement, Michael, will have a unique competitive advantage going into the next 12 to 24 months. And I don't know what the economy is going to do. I don't think anyone can predict it, but it's going to be pretty volatile. And having a tight-knit family, having a network of people that can guide you, that can hold you accountable, that can hold you to high standards is priceless in this new economy. So any other thoughts of, and I know you've been very excited, you've been all in on this. So it's cool to see you at your young age be this excited. He's doing interviews early morning, late night. He has more energy than a lot of 25-year-olds I know. Why are you so passionate about this, Michael? Curious.
Well, like I said, Peter, it's a legacy piece for me. It's an extension of what I've been doing for the past 25 years. And, I've had a pretty loyal, audience, I would call them, on YouTube. And I just thought it would be appropriate to open it up to some of them that, might be interested. It's not for everybody, like you said. Not, the way it's going, we're going to be sold out, shortly, maybe even before the public sale, but certainly shortly after. And it's something that, I want to share with people that have been loyal to me, over the years. And I think, listen, I can get into a lot. There's a lot going on in this country. I learned something. If you're around winners, you become a winner. If you're around mediocre people, you stay mediocre. If you're around losers, you become a loser. Fortunately, I've been a winner most of my life. Peter, you've been a winner, throughout your young life, and you're continuing, every day to better yourself, both financially and as a person. I see that. And for people that are interested in doing that, we're creating a platform where they can be around people with vision, people with determination, people that have proven successes. And if that's something of interest to you, forget the NFT. If you want to be part of this platform, fine. I mean, look, on my inner circle, I'll be honest with you, we charge people to be in it for a year. Next year, they have to pay up again, and they're actually getting into this deal for less than they would get into my inner circle, and they only got a year there. So people don't realize what we're offering them. Some of them don't, but many of them have. And that's why there's been such a call on this. And I'm so satisfied and just really overwhelmed with what we've done so far in the past week, Peter. And this has taken us a year to build. A lot of thought has gone into this, and we've done a lot of research. I can't tell you how many people, you said it earlier, how many people have approached me to do NFTs over the past 2 or 3 years. And I've said no to every one of them because they didn't have any substance behind them. They weren't proven. They didn't know really what they were talking about. They spoke a good game, but when I questioned them on things, they couldn't deliver. And obviously you were the opposite. You've had 2 very successful launches. You're committed to them. You're doing extremely well. And you were the right partner for me. And, I feel just really great about this. And my wife is in on it with me. She's helping me out. So we got a great team. My whole team is supportive of this. Your team is supportive of it. And for those that want to jump on board, I promise you a good ride. And for those
I will tell you, your audience is fired up. Carmen, welcome. There's been Carol, welcome. Dustin Pearson, welcome. Hold on. Joseph, Edward. People. Oh, Edward bought a couple. John. Let me read some more names. Natalie Zapola, welcome. Ului, Yulu, welcome. Carlos, welcome. Joe Galucci, welcome. Paul, welcome. Christina, welcome. So they're excited, Michael. And one thing he explained.
Somebody asked this, does everybody in this call get the pre-sale price? And the answer is yes, if they do it by the 9th, right? That's when it changes?
Yes. Well, it'll be no more access after the 9th, because that's when everything has to be in. So you'll have no more access. And by the way, we don't give this link out. It's been only for our VIPs, but Michael asked and his team asked, can we please hook up my YouTube channel because they've been so loyal. So this is something I wouldn't normally do this. So this is great that he's doing that. This is very nice because getting access at this price, I don't know if you guys understand the magnitude of what's happening, where it's going to be sold out pretty quickly. The odds of this selling out is 100% at some point, 100%. And when it sells out, the only way you can get access to this group and buy is on the secondary market, and someone has to sell it to you. So we have been a part of 4 or 5 different projects I promoted, 2 that I started myself, and they were both over a year ago. Okay, last December was one of them. It's 4x the price a year later. And the other project is about 10x, 9.5, 10x the price. So just to put that in context, someone that joined our project a year ago, they paid a certain price. They got value for a whole year. They got access to everything we got. We've done 4 events already. And we did 1 private event. We did an event in Playa del Carmen. We did a private event in Tulum. It's been amazing. They got all that value. They got access to what's called the Game Changers Academy, which is a pretty big academy we have. All of that. And now the money they spent is 10 times more. That wasn't involved with Michael. That wasn't with Michael's influence. That wasn't with Andrew Tate. That wasn't with Kiyosaki or Jordan Peterson or Mike Tyson. And that was a bigger collection of 5,000. This has a lot less. So it's hard to grasp if you're not involved in this, but this is a pretty unique and real opportunity. So thank Michael for talking me into doing this for you guys. This was all him. But like I said, you guys have been loyal, and some of you guys might just want to watch his videos for his mob stories and for the Tulsa King. Have you told that story? Oh, you already told it on your YouTube, didn't you? I love that Sylvester Stallone story.
I'm doing a review of every episode because people are loving it, and I'm starting to get into it even more. But I think the review
I need to
of
watch it.
episode 3 was posted today. But listen, I can say this, to all my loyal followers out there, people that have supported me. If you want to be with me for a long time, if you want to get to sit down and have dinner together, if you want to get on Zooms with me, if you want me to bring my relationships to task so that you can have the benefit of knowing them, hearing from them, learning from them, well, then jump on board. And if you don't, that's okay too. Just keep watching my YouTube. I appreciate it.
Yes. Amazing. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Kurt, do you want to send any questions people have? I know that if they have questions for Michael in terms of that life or anything we talked about, leadership or anything else. And also you guys can join our free Discord as well at mobtiesfamily.com. You can check that out. You can ask any questions you want in terms of what's like what this is and what you get. Maybe if you have a little bit of fear about Web3, we have some amazing people that can answer those. Also, there's some bonuses too, Michael, that we haven't shared. There's a lot of untold mob stories. There's some personalized and customized calls. There's VIP discounts to your wine, maybe discounts to some plays, early access to things. So it's exciting.
Yeah, there'll be discounts for everything that is part of my brand. I mean, we have a television series that'll be coming out. We'll bring people to the set to watch filming. We got a stage play that's going to be opening up in London's West Side next year. Those people from England will have access, and if you happen to travel over there, you will also. I mean, anything that I have will be part of Mob Ties, and that people that belong to that will get a benefit, will get the inside, scoop and the inside price on everything. So I'm putting, like I said, Peter, I'm all in. And this is, for me, the future. It's the present and the future.
And if you bet on yourself and invest on yourself, it's easier for everybody else to as well. So I'm excited for the ride, Michael. 2023 is going to be a pretty wild year. And I think it's going to be fun kind of building this family together. So thanks for all you do. I appreciate you guys. Let me see if there's.
Yeah. One question, somebody said, can we join Mob Ties without the NFT? The answer is yes. You don't need the NFT. But why would you do that? I would say hold on to the NFT because you're paying it so low now. And 3 years from now, if somebody offers you 10 times your money, you may want to take it. So I would say, yes, you don't have to pay attention to the NFT, but the smart money, I'm getting the money either way. I mean, you're paying either way. Why would you not hold the asset that might be a valuable sale for you later on? That's all there is to it.
And don't let confusion lose you opportunities. I know it's tough. I know it's the future. I know it's scary, something new, but don't let that kill your opportunity to get involved and to change your life. Because I've been that way where I'm like, I want to do it myself, or I'm kind of like the stubborn type, Michael. But once you really learn something new and you expand your mind, it's almost like euphoria. You have like a superpower. So it's fun studying Web3. Like I said, there's a lot of bad projects, a lot of bad actors, a lot of scams. But if you're just with the right people, if you bet on people, you can't lose. And also, one of my guys said, you have to have a verified email on Discord to join the channel. So make sure you guys have a verified email first, or you'll get the expired link. You guys can follow us on Twitter too, at MobTiesNFT. Go ahead, Michael.
Yeah. And, oh gosh, I lost my train of thought. Yeah. Something that, I wanted to make you aware of. I have now have a relationship with one of the biggest marketing publicity firms in the world.
Oh, yeah.
They come out of London, and their contacts have been tremendous. They did a tremendous job for me when I was in the United Kingdom, and we did that tour. And they're now coming on as our marketing people. And we're going to advertise this and promote every event that we do worldwide with all the people that are involved. So what's going to happen here, this is my vision, and you people can all hold me to it that are listening now. We're only minting a certain amount of these entry tickets or NFTs or whatever you want to call it, right? And the only way people are going to be able to get involved in this platform is if they go to somebody that holds an NFT and buys it from them. So obviously the value is going to go up, because when people want something that is available only on a limited basis, they pay for it. So my advice is, if you're going to get in, hold the NFT anyway, because at some point in time, there's going to be a big value to it, because we're going to work very, very hard. And I know it's going to happen. Some of you that don't understand it, a year from now, you're going to come back and say, I wish I would have gotten it because somebody offered me more money for it. But again, if you don't have it, it's the same fee to enter. You just don't collect the NFT. So, you know, either way, I'm just trying to break it down and describe it for you. And I'll say what Peter said. When you get involved in this, you're betting on me and Peter and our teams and the people that we're bringing to the table. That's what you're betting on. You're not betting on value in an NFT. You're betting on the value that we're providing you. And if you believe in that, then this is for you. And if you don't, well, then just keep watching my videos. I appreciate it.
We'll see you guys on the initiation call. I can't shout everyone's name out anymore, but I'll shout out a couple. Bass Van D. He from Amsterdam. We got people all over. Welcome. Someone just Fernandez Smith. Welcome. And everyone else that's joining, welcome. We're excited to kind of take you by the hand and help you grow your business, your network. And Michael, you said this on a Spaces a while back, and it stuck with me. You said it's hard to have a successful business life if your personal life's not good, and they both affect each other. So we want to help people, you included. You want to help people have an amazing personal life that translates to an amazing business as well. It's being a well-rounded person so you could live a world-class life, because things are going to get rough the next couple of years for people that don't have the right network, for people who don't have a roadmap, for people who don't have a community that's strong. People either hold you to high standards or they let you off the hook. And I'm just scared for those people, Michael, in the next couple of years that don't invest in themselves, that don't have the right network, because it's going to get a little scary. I personally believe they're doing a great job trying to wipe out the middle class. And there's a lot of fear. There's a war on freedom and war on freedom of speech and a war on the truth. And we want to bring that to light. So there's just so many cool things that we're doing because of this.
Well, I hope people are paying attention. I just want to give a shout out to Rebecca, who lives in Costa Mesa. She's jumped in a couple of times. Rebecca, I don't know if we've ever met, but thank you for jumping in, on this YouTube live. And maybe I'll bump into you in Costa Mesa. I'm there all the time, me, my wife, my daughter. So, but thank you for tuning in. Somebody asked, can you buy only one NFT to be part of this? The answer is yes. You do not have to buy multiples. You can buy one and you'll get the benefit of being part of this platform. So, and then you can make a decision later on if you feel you want more. So that's up to you. But let me see, I'm just looking through if there's any questions that we should be answering.
Welcome, Will. Welcome, Thomas Bayer. Welcome, Sydney. Welcome, Michael Ingalls. I'm excited. Welcome, Dylan. My team's sending me more. Bella, welcome. 3 Thomas. Oh, this one's Tomas. I was like, 3 Thomases joined. Awesome. Yeah. Any questions, guys?
No, I think we got it pretty well covered. Kurt's doing a good job putting information in there. People want to jump on. He's directing them to the right place. Just one more minute. I'm looking at any questions come up that we should answer. What utility will be offered off the bat within the first month? Peter, can you answer that?
Well, you're going to get an initiation call on the 14th, and an exact schedule will come out on exactly what's happening. We have a private event in January, and then we have a private dinner in Vegas in February, and then we're doing a mastermind in the end of the quarter. But in terms of the actual schedule of when people are speaking, we're locking all the speakers in now. So there will be a date in the next 3 or 4 days of when we're going to release the schedule of what's coming, but we haven't done that yet. So you'll know very soon. Of course, if you're a holder, if you're part of the family, you'll know before everybody else, but it's going to be exciting because of these speakers. Imagine releasing a schedule where it shows the likes of like Jordan Peterson speaking and Andrew Tate speaking and all these other names, right? Mike Tyson speaking and Joe Pistone speaking and Sammy Gravano speaking and Zuby speaking. It's going to be wild. So you'll get the schedule soon. Right now, the public sale is the 12th. You have an initiation call right after that. And on the initiation call, we're going to share the vision and exactly what's happening. because we want to save kind of all the details for those people who bet on themselves, who are already involved, and not for everybody. Because we don't feel like we don't really want to sell people. We don't really want to feel like we have to sell people on this. We just want the right people to understand the vision and the big picture and the value that they're getting. And I personally believe even if the price was $20,000 or $30,000 to get in this, I still think that's a steal. Because if you pay 10 grand for something and you build a better life and you build an amazing network of people and you make an extra 30K in your business, that's priceless. That's a win-win. So the fact that it's a lot cheaper than that is crazy to me.
Yeah, and I just want to mention a good comment came and somebody said, don't ever invest in something you can't afford to lose. And let me tell you this, you buy one of these NFTs, we'll call you buy access, you can't lose unless Peter and I are two big scam artists. So we happen to close up shop and run away. And guys, people, I didn't run away from the mob. I stayed very public. I didn't go into the witness protection program. I've been as public as anybody can be over the past 25 years. So I guarantee you, I'm not running anywhere. I'm going to be here for as long as the Lord lets me stay on this earth. And Peter's not going anywhere anyhow. He has a very successful business that he's ran for several years now, and he continues to build. So you buy into this, you can't lose because you're getting access to us. That's what it's all about. So I just wanted to, clarify that statement. It was a good statement to make, by the way, but I wanted to apply that to this. I think Antoinette asked too, she had bought a couple of NFTs and wanted to know if when she sells it, does she sell it for the same price she bought it at, or does she sell it for whatever it's going for at that time? Basically, you sell it for whatever anybody offers you.
The value. Yeah. The market value.
Yeah, let's say, Antoinette, let's say a year from now, when this is really exposed and people see what we have and word gets out of the benefits of this program and people want to get into it, and the only way they can get into it is to buy the NFT from somebody that's already there, you can basically name your price. If they want to buy it at that price, fine. But I can guarantee you it's not going to be what you paid for it because access to this is so low at this point. I don't think.
I could show them an example too. Let me show them an example. So they know. Yeah. And by the way, guys, Michael's Sonny Francis was 103. So Michael has a lot of years. I'd say you have 30 years, 32, 33 years, Michael. I don't think you're going anywhere.
I think so. They say 70 is the new 50. So if I last as long as my dad did, I might be another 50 years. Who knows?
Oh, that's funny. Okay, so this is called OpenSea. This is where you'll be able to claim them. You'll get an email with all these details. So this is a project that we did last year. Coalition Crew started in December, right? So if you look, you can see the prices. It's all in ETH, right? So these are ETH prices. But the price to mint one of these was 0.08, okay? Now 0.08, now it's 0.81. So let me see what 0.08 is based on ETH. So 12, ETH's about 1260 times 0.08 times 0.08. So $100, okay? Now they're $1,000. So if someone wants to, so let's say this person got it when they first joined, it was 0.08, now it's 0.81. So it's went up 10x. And this is a year later after they got all the value. And that's the cheapest one. The cheapest one is 0.779, which is about $1,000. Now, if you go to a project like a Bored Ape, some people got in here at a long time ago. And now the cheapest ape is $87,000. Some people bought these for $500 or $1,000, right? So it just depends on the value. And like I said, when you bet on the right people, you can't lose. So many people were betting on bad actors, betting on scam artists, betting on kids that never had business experience and never could deal with pressure. If there's anyone that's dealt with pressure, it's Michael. And nothing's going to phase him in the NFT world that he's not going to be able to crush and dominate. So that's kind of the angle is you can sell it for the price, but the problem that I've seen, Michael, is if you're not educated and you want to sell it for exactly what you bought it for, that's okay. But usually people will buy it within seconds. People will be like, oh my gosh, you could have sold it for 3 times as much. Why did you sell it for so cheap? And we'll give them all the training on that so no one makes those mistakes. But then again, if they get value and they sell it for the price they got it for, even if you could have got more, shoot, you just got value and you got your money back. It'd be like me going to that Tony Robbins event for 10K. And then I'm done with the event. They're like, here's your 10K back. That's unthinkable, but that's what Web3 is doing. It's pretty extraordinary, and it's going to take a while for people to catch up to it. It's just so new. And there was a big scandal with FTX where the owner took all the money. But if you really researched him, he was a scam artist before. So it's like, if you do any research, you'll know that when you bet on the right people, you're going to do really well. So thank you guys for listening and for joining us. I love Michael's YouTube channel. There's so much value. There's so many cool stories, but he'll continue that on YouTube and in Mobtize as well. So I'm pumped.
Yeah. And if you haven't seen the Stallone episode today, tune in. And by the way, I become a fan of the show. It's there's a little touches of authenticity that are here and there, but Stallone's doing a great job and the plot is starting to open up a bit. So it's enjoyable. Remember, when you watch these shows, you're watching them for entertainment. And because everybody's so into it, I'm going to be reviewing every episode. I watched episode 4 Sunday night. It's getting really better, and you're going to enjoy it. So that's it. Thank every one of you for tuning in. For those of you that jump on board, welcome. I'm going to be with you for a long time. And remember this, Peter just showed you what you could possibly make on an NFT. But if you decide you don't want to do that, well, then you're with me for as long as you hold that NFT. It might be for the next 10 years. Who knows? And you'll be enjoying what we have to offer you. And I promise you, it's going to be a lot. So
one more thing, Michael, too. Do you have a couple more minutes?
Yeah, I'm good.
Now that we're on, now I have some curious questions. Welcome, Linda. Welcome, Allison. Welcome. Hold on. Matt Easton. Welcome, Justin. Love it. Is it realistic, Tulsa? Like, if an actual made man or a ex mobster, if they went to a town like that, is it accurate, or is it a little overboard, or is it kind of like like you said, part of it? What is your take on the accuracy of someone actually going to a town like that has that mob mentality?
Well, listen, first of all, it would never unfold the way it did. If you understand, it's like when Stallone gets out of prison, he goes back to his crew, his family, and they say to him, we're giving you Tulsa. Well, they don't have Tulsa to give. Tulsa is just, nobody else is there. So basically, they're just banning him out to Tulsa, getting rid of him. And, we find out as the plot thickens that they actually tried to have him killed at one point while he was in prison because they thought he was going to be a snitch. So they just banned him to Tulsa, and now Stallone is making the best of it. He's claiming the territory, but they also said to him, you got to give us $5,000 a week. Well, how does he know that? He's just going out there. He doesn't know anybody. He doesn't know anything that he could do. I mean, so some of those things are very unrealistic. But again, Peter, it's important people understand when you're bringing something in the mob to a studio or streaming platform, so many things have been done. They want to see a different take on it. So the different take here is sending him out to Tulsa. And it was a good idea. The writer for this, Terrence Winter, is brilliant. He's a brilliant writer. So
for those who haven't watched some of the videos, can you share the story about you call him Sylvester Stallone, because they wanted you to help him with a certain role, but there was something that happened that was kind of interesting, and then we'll let you go.
Big producer out here by name of Avi Lerner. He has a big company. He's done a lot of action movies. And he developed a script based upon Greg Scarpa, who was a captain in our family, who I knew very well. And Stallone was going to play Greg Scarpa. So Avi Lerner, I know him. He called me up and he said, Michael, I got this movie and Stallone's going to play Greg. You knew Greg real well. I want you to come and give Sly insight into the character that he's going to get into. So I said, sure. So he said, are you available next week? I said, I am. He said, Sly will be in town. I said, great. So he called me back about a week later and he says, Michael, I don't know what happened, but Sly's afraid to meet with you. I said, why? He said, well, he seems to have had some kind of problem with your father at one point in time, and he got scared and, he doesn't think he should meet with you. And I kind of laughed it off. I said, what did he have with my father? I mean, if you met my father's 100 years old. So, I mean, I don't think anything could have happened. But anyway, we straightened it out afterwards, but it was just funny that he didn't want to meet at that point in time,
Your dad was.
I have a lot of respect. He's a great actor. He's doing a great job in this role. He really is.
Maybe he just realized back in the day how tough your dad was, and he didn't want to go that route.
Could be. And now a lot of people are saying, in the television series about my life, we're doing casting shortly. and they're saying Stallone would make a good Sonny Francis, which I think he might do well. But he's a little bit too old, because in the series, my father starts out younger. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
And
We'll
also,
see.
guys, this is a disclaimer. This is not financial advice. This is an opportunity that me and Michael are giving you based on all the feedback he's gotten of what people want and all the skills and expertise he has to help people change their life. The number one focus of Michael's entire life now is changing people's lives. So this is not financial advice. This is not like, hey, buy this and you're going to make a ton of money. We're just giving you examples to where if the NFT is not the focus, you can not even worry about it and get the value. But regardless, our promise is you're going to get value once you take action and join. That's the promise. So I want to
Yeah,
remind
and
you
just
guys.
one person asked, his name went up quick. Will we have access to all the materials and educational material that we create, all the content? And the answer is yes.
Yes.
You'll have access to all the content if you're part of this platform.
And only you. This is not content that will be anywhere else. This is going to be purely Mobtize content that you're going to have access. It's going to be like your own portal, which is going to be really cool. Cool. Welcome. Now I can't read everybody, but I tried to read some of you guys. Welcome to the movement. Welcome to the family. And I really do think it's so important to be a part of something bigger than yourself. It's such a game changer for when the economy's bad and when people are unsure of what to do next and how to change their life. To have a network of people is just priceless. So cool. Well, have a great rest of your day, Michael. Thank you so much. You guys, thank you. This will be valid for the next 2.5 days for you guys. So mobtizemovement.com/family. If you want to learn more, you can check it out. Everything right there kind of shares what you get. And if you have any questions, let us know in the Discord. Make sure your email is a solid email. When you get in the Discord, you'll see there's a lot of really cool people there. They go 24/7. Any questions you have, you can get them answered. We have a great team. And this is only the beginning, guys. I think 2023 is going to be a very, very prosperous and exciting year for people who bet on themselves and for people who bet on the right team. So thank you, Michael.
Thanks, Peter. We'll be in touch a little bit later. Thank you, everybody. And I'm going now to record another YouTube video. So
Have a great rest of your day, guys.
thanks a lot. Bye-bye.